Talon 101 once more. And this time, down back 3 changed a bit in Tekken 8. It's now -1 on hit, right? And then it became like Dragunov's down 2 on counter hit. So the question is, did this -1 hurt Hwoarang in the long run? Or is the counter hit on down back 3 far more valuable? So down back 3, as I mentioned earlier, it is one of your only high crushing lows on left foot forward. Does now leave you at -1 instead of 0 on hit. Of course, it's still -13 on block. That hasn't changed. They didn't decide to make it -12. I guess they couldn't simply because they added a +17 counter hit. And you can get some really, really strong stuff on this. Like, as soon as you get this, you crouch cancel into FF3. And that is 100% legit, by the way. So if the opponent attempts to do anything of the sort, so let's say they attempt to jab right after they lose. Let's say they attempt to power crush. Do crouch cancel. Or just pull forward. Like, what are they gonna do? They can't do nothing. This is rage art. Nothing. So like FF3 is 100% the best default option after counter hit down back 3. But okay, let's say you don't have the execution for it, right? Wherein it's a little bit troublesome to get this move. Then you can simply default to while standing 4-4 or while standing 4 by itself. Of course, other moves, for as long as you can do them from crouching, work as well. So you don't have to do crouch cancel FF3. Like, you can do up 3 and you'll be fine. But then you'll put yourself in the right flamingo stance and have the RFS F4 mix up work immediately. And you'll have to guess whether they're gonna challenge low, whether you have to do flying eagle, stuff like that. So if you don't want to be put in that scenario, FF3 is still 100% the best. Of course, you can up the down 3-4, though it is a bit risky now, given that, of course, as soon as they block the low in version 1.5, you just get launched by 16 frame moves. So if you do want to do a low right after down back 3, I mean, feel free to loop it. They can't interrupt you. And they low parry you is the question. But +17, I don't think you should have the frames to do so. Yeah, that's unlow parryable. I already did an FC3. Oh, no, never mind. So FC3 and FC4 are unlow parryable lows in this scenario. But not a crouch cancel down back 3 once I can get it. There you go. Not a crouch cancel down back 3. So okay, then maybe a 19 frame move doesn't work. What about a crouch cancel down back 4, right? No. I mean, while you can do another low by simply using 1 frame to crouch cancel, make it 18, 20, etc., the opponent can finally low parry out of it. So locking them with the mid at the end of the day remains your best bet. I mean, you could crouch cancel DF4, but again, crouch cancel FF3, it's just too good. It's too good to ignore that it kind of like overshadows a lot of the other options that you could potentially do. So for as long as they respect this, you get almost anything in the world that you want. So like when you get it to counter hit, it's very, very strong, right? But it did take a hit elsewhere, and that's where the -1 has a major effect. So if you do down back 3 and they attempt to sidestep left, okay, you can still hit them with while standing 4. Can you hit them with while standing 3 though? Oh, it seems you can after SSL. Again, this is against like a decent sidestep, right? Not a great sidestep, a decent sidestep. What other moves would hit versus sidestep left? Oh, okay. FC3 connects. Cool. FC4 connects. All right. What about another crouch cancel down back 3? Okay, that still hits. What about a crouch cancel down 4? That still connects. Okay, Frontier, why the last 2 options? Because those moves will still keep you in a high crush state. So for as long as I perform it correctly, as you can see there, I did 2 down back 3s in a row, and Hwoarang's jab simply whiffed. You do that with down 4 as well. For as long as you do it right, you will still high crush. So like, these are still valuable options to run with. Like, attempt to like catch an opponent's step. Yes, they're not mids, but at least you're still avoiding the high, which would like shut down, right? It would shut down while standing 4 right after. Like if you want to do that, you'd have to do a low or a special mid, which I forgot to mention. But I mean, these, the reason why I didn't mention the down jabs is because they whiff, both of them. So their only purpose is like to interrupt. So it's like at that point, that's when you do that over FC3, 4, crouch cancel down back 3 and crouch cancel down 4. So okay, that works against sidestep left. What about sidewalk left? You while standing 4. Oh. What about if we do like the whole string while standing 4-4? Second hit. That's bad. About while standing 2? No. About while standing 3? Okay. Again, decent sidesteps. Against strong sidesteps, this does not work. If we do FC3, okay, that loses out there. How about FC4? Okay, that still keeps the opponent in check. What about another down back 3? Oh, okay, that's just gone. What about a down 4? Crouch cancel down 4. Okay, you're seeing it. You're seeing it right now, right? So if they step left while standing 3 and FC4 are your best bets. Against, again, average sidesteps. If it's against a stronger sidestep, FC4 is pretty much your only friend if they're gonna attempt to like step or walk left and you're not sure whether they're gonna step or walk, right? And you're trying to do just a catch-all scenario. What about if we attempt to go right? So if they attempt to step towards the right, yeah. This is the main thing, right? Because when it was 0 on hit before, this would catch. Sort of. Like it could. Now you're just relying on the second hit to like hit. So that does hurt, the fact that it's -1. So, I mean, there are other options. There's while standing 3. I mean, again, you're still going to put yourself at -12. But I mean, at least there's an option. I mean, while standing 2, could it? I mean, it's trying its best, man. While standing 2 does not, it barely makes its cut, right? It barely makes its cut. I mean, it hit that one time, but don't rely on the tracking of while standing 2. Okay, so it's just like, okay, we go back to the old options. FC3, that still hits. FC4, that still hits. What about another crouch cancel down back 3? Oh, okay. Again, this is against an average sidestep at best. What about crouch cancel? Okay, you can still do crouch cancel down 4 as well. Okay, now let's change it to the fact that they can walk. So while standing 4 again. Yeah, that whiffs. Do it while standing 4-4. That, hold on. There you go. Loses. While standing 2. Now, no dice. Well, if you do the full string, of course, the second kick doing its job. FC3 still hits. FC4 still hits. What about crouch cancel down back 3? Okay, this is when it loses. And what about crouch cancel down 4? But here's the thing. You don't have a safe option against SSR after down back 3 on hit. You don't. Because at least against sidestep left, right? You have while standing 4. And then if they're trying to interrupt you, you can do a down jab. And if you want to do another quote-unquote safe option, you FC4. And if you still want to like attempt to beat a high with higher reward, that's when you do crouch cancel down back 3 or crouch cancel down 4-4 or crouch cancel down 4. So it puts you in a tough spot the moment you get down back 3 to hit. If it's on regular hit, right? I mean, 0 on hit, it was like kind of like a mix. But now since they've hit certain moves, like this move in particular, just by turning it into -1, that one frame alone makes a big difference. And the fact that they hit while standing 3 as well, you see, it whiffed there. And the fact that that move is also -12, so like, you have to take the risk to press this button. So, like, what's like a good default option? I mean, a good default option would be to like FC4, but then you put yourself at -4, right? And then now, the opposing Hwoarang could easily lock you in with, let's say, a DF4. Is like there anything you can do after FC4? The best bet is to like block. Because I wouldn't really risk these down jabs. You're winning, sure, but I mean, at that point, then all they gotta do is respond with DF1 after FC4, and you lose. And it's gonna be difficult to step that. Or even backdash. But again, in Hwoarang's case, the DF1's short. But just imagine fighting a character with like a better mid. So in the mirror, yeah, you could like abuse it. Like you down back 3 into FC4, so say down back 3 hits here, and then you FC4 backdash. But it's not a strat I prefer. I mean, you can do it if you want to. Again, make sure you lab it out. This is a lot of lab work to be. But at that point, they could also just like DF1 immediately. Of course, you can now walk that. So like maybe your default option is to simply step to like the other side, make their move whiff, or backdash right after. Oh wow, that's actually pretty good. Backdash right after down back 3. That works. So let's say if you're gonna step towards the right, we'll swap sides just to make it easier. Down back 3, sidestep right. But I mean, the move does track that way. That's exactly what I mean. So at that point, you're gonna be forced to like SSR block. Sidewalk block. Nope. Sidewalk block. Sidewalk block. Oops. Sidewalk block. Yeah. So like you're swapping frames immediately. So it's like, it's really more of like a low poke than anything else now. With like, I guess, weakened followed ups. But I mean, in exchange, you do get like a big counter hit which can like snowball into like so many other things. I mean, you make that call. If you can like get a lot of counter hits out of down back 3, whether that be in LFF or in RFF. Oh yeah, and before I forget, you can do it in RFF now, making it like a way better high crush, I suppose, than Tekken 7's RFF down back 3-3, which is now in right flamingo stance. So it's like a lot more straightforward to use rather than having like a mental mix-up there, which some players had difficulty using. So it's very, very easy, very streamlined. But just know that if you're gonna try to catch someone that is stepping, life is way harder now. So that's everything I know about down back 3. That's been the lesson for today. Again, I've been Frontier, and thank you for watching.